Hello. I'm using the different mic today, so everything feels weird and off. How are we doing? I think my brother literally just came home. We're gonna see. Yep. They can probably hear you. I'm using the big mic, just so you know. Hey, Lapras, how you doing? It doesn't matter. You can be as loud as you want. I'm just warning you so you don't say anything really embarrassing. Okay. So yeah, I apparently left my headset on even though I had charged it for like 3 days. So I'm using the bigger mic today. I turned it on and it was like 30 minutes of battery remaining. And yeah, that's not going to cut it today. Hi, Stars. How you doing? Yeah, that's kind of a constant mood, isn't it, Lapras? It's amazing how family knows exactly what buttons to push. So no big surprises today. We're working on, oh, maybe a big surprise. My laptop is way behind. Okay. Working on this today. Some more. And I realized that when I redid the face here, I forgot to put my beauty mark back on because I erased all the pencil lines and redid the face for the ink. So I think I'm just going to do that in watercolor instead of with the Micron pen. I think that makes more sense. I'm doing pretty well. I woke up pretty early today, really, all things considered, which is nice because it means that I don't feel as rushed to get started. So I actually think that I have everything that I'm supposed to have at the moment. I also found some ancient art while I was cleaning stuff up yesterday. Oh yeah, no worries, Lapras. I hope you feel better and feel free to pop back in if you need some boosting. But I did find some art from what would have been my senior year in high school. So maybe I'll show that later. There is also a command that I added that's just show us an old piece of art, which doesn't have any like specifications for it or anything. Just an excuse to show off something that I want to, and like, I don't know, a break if somebody feels like doing that when I'm in between bits. So let's see. I think working on the skirt here is the big dealio. Hydrate on it. Stretchy on it. I am using the other mic, so you probably can't hear my slurping. It probably means that I'm actually like a reasonable volume, maybe? Because I've noticed when I'm going back through and editing stuff, I'm pretty quiet. Say something nice about myself. I'm really pleased with how this is kind of like a self-plug in with it. But I'm really pleased at how my most recent dream journal turned out. That one goes up for my patrons. The progress of it goes up on the 1st of September, and then the actual image itself goes up on the 3rd, and then it will be live for everybody on the 10th. But I'm pretty pleased with how it came out. I did it a little bit of a different way than I normally would. So that's exciting. I wanted to open up the rewards queue because I didn't do that before I started today. Yeah, I think that it's what's the right word? It's changing based on how loud I'm being, but it's also got a filter on it so that you guys can't hear my laptop fan, which is chugging away like crazy. But we can mess with the settings on that and see if I can change that a bit. Because I haven't done the full kit and caboodle with this. But I think if I'm actually talking a fair amount that it's adjusting. I forget what the right word for that is, so I don't even know what setting to check. There are so many things here that I do not understand what they mean. You're always a tired bun, Grim. Thank you for telling me, though. I do want to know that. I'm just not 100% sure how to fix it. Maybe this button. What happens if I just turn this off? This is probably going to be weird. What about now? Is that doing any better? I may have gotten like a lot louder. I'm not sure. I can also turn the gain and stuff down if it's like crazy loud. But maybe that's going to be a bit better. I'm just continuing to talk so that you can see if it actually fixed anything or not. I don't know. Oh, less than 4 hours. That's no good. I'm sorry, Graham. Not much louder, but did it even out at all? Or is it still doing the dipping? It would help if I knew like any words for what sound things do. This is one of those things where like I don't actually know what I'm doing. It's still doing the thing. Okay, so that doesn't matter, so I'll turn it back on. Listen to what I'm telling you to do, buddy? Maybe? There we go. Okay, that's back on. I'm gonna turn off a different thing now and let's see if that works. Yeah, I don't... There are so many options on this thing, I have no clue. You always work very hard, Graham. And I mean, working hard can mean different things, so... Yep, for sure. We can all attest to the fact that Grim is working very hard. Oh, there's where my other paper towels went. That's so stupid. I pulled all this stuff off the table the other day because we had somebody over, and I didn't realize until they were like already here and I came out that my stuff was in the way. So I just kind of shoved it all onto the couch. The second couch. We have two couches. There's like a love seat and then a proper couch. But did that do anything different, or is it still kind of bumping around? It may also just be that it's picking up on my voice in a way that I don't realize that I bop up and down to. Hey Dream, how's it going? Yes, Friday. The start to my busiest part of the week. My weekends are always like way more busy than my weekdays are. It's pretty funny. I'm going to start painting anyway, and we can still play with the mic if it's still acting weird. I'm going to add some more purple on the skirt here. My voice is kind of also a weird range today. Good! Love productive days. It's nice when it just happens and you don't have to like push it. I am going to have to figure out a skin tone at some point, which is like my biggest weakness in the art world. I can't figure out skin tone. To be fair, I'm just like, I'm white. So I could probably just leave it paper white if I wanted to. My skin tone is actually so yellow that they thought that I had jaundice when I was a baby. Nope, I'm just yellow. I think that I've probably done some misjustice to the colors on this skirt, but there's only so much I can do. Probably not, because I can interact with my environment. Either that or I'm like, it's a the other situation where I'm not aware I'm a ghost. I think the fact that I've traveled by plane within recent memory probably means that I'm not a ghost. Probably. But who knows? It's not like I know ghost law. Fun fact, I don't remember what colors I was using for this last time. I'm just filling it in with whatever. Oh, there was a red there. I remember. It's coming back to me now. I think that I wanted to use the not violet tone red. So it was like kind of like a mesa deal going on behind the cacti and such. All of that is black, so it's in silhouette, which is going to be easy peasy because I can just fill it in with a micron pen if I want to, or I could do watercolor. It's probably easier to do the micron pen, and it will give it some sharper lines so that it's more distinct. Yeah, that's fair. There was so I'm a weird ghost person. If you didn't know that about me, I love ghost hunting shows, and I think they're so stupid, and I love them so much. But I've been like obsessed with ghosts since I was pretty young, and I have this ancient ghost hunting book that talks about the ghosts of California that I found at a used bookstore near my grandma who lives in California when I was maybe 12 or 13. And it's falling apart. It's so old. It was written in like, I want to say like 1963 or something like that. Like it's a considerably older than me level book. And one of the stories in it is somebody whose house is haunted. And the ghost actually helps her out with chores and stuff. So like the ghost will rearrange the silverware drawer. And there was one time where this lady hung up a painting in her hallway, and the ghost decided that they didn't like it there, so they pulled it down and turned it so that the picture was facing the wall. And so she tried it in a few other places, and until the ghost didn't pull it down off the wall. And I just think that's so funny. Like, but if it's real or not, I don't know. I'm not going to throw a judgment. But I love the idea that this ghost is just living in the house. Like, well, I'll put your silverware away for you, but I cannot stand this painting right here. You need to move it. Yeah, that's fair. I can understand how it's scary. I find it more intriguing, I guess, than anything else. I don't think I'm gonna get the right color of gray for my shoes, but that's okay. The ones I have are like a light gray, which was a limited color in the actual Converse line, which is why I bought off-brand. It's definitely a cultural thing too. So like, I feel like in general, white people aren't like super scared of ghosts in the same way that a lot of other cultures are. We're just kind of like, haha, that's neat. Yeah, like people, cultures in general always have something that you weren't supposed to mess with. And often there is a good reason for that. Yeah, see, I get that dream. My best friend, the one who passed away, is Ecuadorian. So one of the things I picked up from him is always having some red on because it's supposed to divert the evil eye and stuff like that. It's always interesting what little habits people have, you know? And a lot of them are so culturally dependent. I think I want to do watercolor for the shadow on the skirt, like in the back here, just to differentiate it when I do the silhouette. That's too dark, I think. I don't know. The college my dad works at is theoretically haunted too, although they pulled down one of the buildings that was quote unquote the most haunted. But they used to do like ghost tours on campus and stuff like that. Okay. Let's try to get some kind of hair color for me going here. Does my hair be brown? I'm very much not exciting, but I do have a little bit of orange in it right now because, well, near the ends, because I did a... How long ago is that? Let's see, how's that? I think that's close to my hair. But I did some semi-permanent dye a little while back that really did not change my hair at all, but it did give it a little bit of a red sheen, like a warmer tone to it. I have not started playing yet, so I did get Steam Deck from my dad for my birthday, which was very kind of him because they are not cheap. Which means that I could play Cassette Beast if I wanted to, because the accessibility setting that I need on Switch doesn't work, but it would mean that I would need to buy a second copy of the game. And I don't know that I really want to give them a bunch of money for making a game that I can't play on another device, you know? So I need to think on that before I start. I need to decide if I'm willing to buy the game a second time. It's kind of shitty that I have to do that at all, if I'm being honest. Okay, I should let that dry a little bit before I add any details and do the skin tone, I think. Otherwise we're going to get some bleeding issues. And this shirt, I was thinking about this. Both of these shirts, in reality, are black. I think that's a little bit boring. And also, I can make this do whatever I want because it's my art and I get to do whatever I want forever. I guess I could actually, like, fill in the hair on both of these at the same time with the same color. That would be smart. Girl. So, like, I may end up buying Cassette Beast again because I do really want to play it, but I also find it extraordinarily frustrating that I've had this game since May and I can't play it safely. I mean, I guess there are some things that, like, I wouldn't do art-wise, but that doesn't mean that I can't do them. I think I'm probably going to add texture to the hair with colored pencil later. So I think that's going to look better than me making 1,000 tiny lines in watercolor. And I do like some texture. I think I'm not going to fill in the logos with the actual company colors. I think I'm going to do that in quote-unquote my signature colors. I don't have a purple mixed that matches my stuff, but I think that's going to be pretty easy to mix up on just like my palette or whatever. And one of the blue paints that I have, well, green paints, teal paints, is pretty close to my minty color there. That won't be that bad. I think probably doing this down here so that I'm less likely to slap my hand and stuff while I'm working on it is a good plan. I'm tempted to do the thumbs up and thumbs down in the Facebook blue just because that's what my brain associates it with, but I don't want to let Zuck win. So we're going to choose a different color. I guess I could just do the teal, or I could mix up purple really quick. Paler purple. Oh, that's way too pink. That's closer. Needs to be toned down just a little bit. Yeah, this isn't exactly the right purple, but I like the color. So. Yeah, I don't need to help rich people get richer when I don't have to. This color that I have mixed is well and truly grape icy color, just in case anybody was wondering. I feel like the rich would not taste good. Let's see. My sticker order still hasn't shipped, but it's approved, so it's getting printed. So soon. I did buy some new little craft paper baggies in purple to do grab bag stickers with, so that even I don't know what I'm picking for you, which I think is cool. That's something I have in my shop. Hey bud, you wanna actually do the do here? Oh girl, you're suffering. But I do in my store have a grab bag sticker if you can't pick what you want, or if you just want a surprise. So now, and really I just have those set aside that from the main stock so that I know which ones are available to use. Yes, I know I'm painting on something I just said that I wasn't going to do. Sometimes things happen. But now I have little baggies that should get here today. And that way, it's truly a grab bag. I need to figure out a way to portray that as torn paper. So you should not be filling in there. I can put you there. Too much water. I'm just gonna bounce all over the page with this and make no sense, just in case anybody was wondering. I just ate a really good peach this morning. I had peaches at Costco when we got them, and they were so good. Should I zoom in? Do you guys want to see closer on what we're working on? Or is it better to have the full view? Because I can mess with it a little bit, if that helps. Cheers. probably need to be careful about projecting better so that you guys can actually hear since I'm not wearing the headset. Sometimes I think about things and sometimes I don't. 'Tis the way. I think I'm gonna try and make the watermelon kind of pinky. Let's see if that's a good color. This may be too much pigment, but we'll find out. No, that's great. All right. Okay, I'll wait to add the green to those until that's dry. Accessibility options, I just want to do some like green and red. I think so. This setting is on and those settings are off, kind of a dealio. To do the actual toggle switches on those in gray once the rest of it dries. Now for the beverage as a little treat, I need to decide what I want this to be. There is ice in it. So I do iced tea, a pink iced tea because it has hibiscus in it a lot. That's one of my main ones. But I also have been doing a lot of Italian sodas, which aren't really Italian sodas. Really, it's just a homemade soda because I don't put a milk product in it. But I have my own syrups and stuff, so maybe I want to make it look like it's syrup. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. So I want kind of like pale blue to indicate stuff up here. And let's see, my favorite one has been hibiscus lately. Maybe I'll do a magenta down here. I do want a little tiny brush. I think once that is dry, I'll do the straw green. It's kind of a vague Starbucks indicator because, like, almost all the time I'm having a treat drink that I paid extra money for. It's from Starbucks. I have a Starbucks problem. And by problem, I mean that I can't afford to get Starbucks as much as I'd like. It's also wild to me how many Starbucks drinks cost more than the employee making them makes in an hour. If you think about that, you can't ever unthink it, and it's just going to haunt you the rest of your days. I'm just going to do random colors for the hearts, I think. I want to do one purple and one forest green, I think. For sure. Green, this green. I have another container over here because I had to pull out some different paint colors for the dream journal that I did. So I just used this, and I have some other colors in it. So there's some wash there, and then different greens that I have on the edges there. And this is this isn't wet enough for this. This is a crockery piece that was from my great-grandmother's collection. I have all this stuff, so it's just, the green isn't showing up super well on cam, but it's the green and brown that was popular in the 50s and 60s. And I really like that color combo. It's a lighter one than like an avocado green, but I got all of the dishes that were those colors without contest when we were going through my great grandma's stuff after she passed away. Everyone was like, "That's so ugly," and I was like, oh, "I love them." I do have tastes. If they're good tastes or not is up to debate. The possum here, I think I just need to do a little bit of gray around this rough. I don't think I want it to just be straight gray. I think I want to mix a little bit of brown in there. But anyway, I have 3 of those little things. I think there used to be 4 probably. That at least makes sense for the design. They would have been like little, what's the word? Like appetizer trays? Mochi trays? Okay, are you guys vaguely dry now? Yes. So let's do some leafage over here. And the stem. Definitely want sap green for the leaf on the peach, but I think for the watermelon I want a bit of a darker green, and I have one mixed that's like still bright, but it's a bit more intense. This guy. She can't really see, can you? It's in there, I promise. One day soon, I'll have a proper light set up so you can actually see things. I really didn't do the white towards the line kind of idea on the pink. Maybe I'll get that wet again in a second and lift some up. I think that ACS has saved us all from the song that was stuck in my head before I started streaming. It was so stuck in my head that it was actually in my dreams last night. Which is common for me, but apparently other people don't hear music in their dreams like I do. I've also been known to sing in my sleep. That's something that's happened before. I'm going to do the rainbow over here when I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna need to do it so tiny on the actual yes. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting it the same way it actually is on my wrist. Too wet. How well I do on actually getting this on the tiny watch band. I don't know that it's gonna go that great, but I'm trying. That is very small. Oh man, I saw somebody on. I've been using Instagram more lately because you kind of have to in order to have your stuff seen, which is bullshit. But anyway, I saw somebody who had like a crochet little doodad that they had for catching the water off of their paintbrushes. I should really make one of those. That's so smart. I don't know why I never thought of it. I always use paper towels. What green is that? I think it's this green. I don't think that's sap green. I think that's a bit brighter. Let's go with this. But it would be such a good way to use like scrap, like leftover yarn from other projects, and then you could just wash them instead of having a bunch of paper hanging out. So at some point, I think I'm gonna try to do that. Maybe we'll do it on stream. I don't know. I knit more than I crochet anymore. I used to be the big crocheter. But yeah, I'm not gonna fit all the colors on this watch band. That's fine though. Nobody said I had to. Okay. Ooh, next, and then foil. All right. See you, Dream. Thanks for stopping by, and I appreciate the lurk too. Which blue? This blue. Leave enough room for purple on the edge. Ooh. Should be using a smaller brush for this, but I don't think it matters anymore. Oh, also, apparently my foot's asleep. That's delightful. Thank you so much, body. I do have some metallic mixed in here that I could scatter throughout if I felt like it. I don't know if I do. We'll see. I mixed these colors. I'll show you in a second because the palette's just sitting off to the side here. I mixed these colors for a gift project, and then I never actually gave the gift away. But these are some metallics mixed with just regular colors. I've used a lot of the pink. That's like all gone. But yeah, so I mixed there you are. These metallics that I use. Really they're called pearlescents, but they're shiny. So I could use some of those colors in if I wanted to. They have a more subtle shine since they're mixed with the other pigments. They still look pretty nice, I think. Okay. Next steps. Yes. Well, the wristband isn't yet, so maybe I want to do the shirt and then let that dry, and then I will do the skin tone. I think I am going to make the shirt black. That just makes the most sense to me. But for the sleep shirt, I could do whatever. It would have been smart to wet that paper first. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. And this is probably TMI. I'll share anyway. I'm wearing a different bra today because I got a new one. And it's definitely better than my old ones because I feel like my boobs are in the way. Big titty problems. I think if I have anything else like business related to say. I don't know that I do, just waiting on the stickers. I'm really excited for them though. I ended up getting the cat sticker as an individual too. Kind of an individual. It's 2 pieces from the Halloween piece. I did only get one single sticker from the sewing piece. Or the sewing sheet, I guess is a better way to put that. The pincushion may make a reappearance at some point, but the bird scissors were definitely the most popular from that series. So I got that as a single. Also got one of my Year of Lyrics as a single, which I'm really excited about. I think that one will look really good on a bunch of stuff, so. I think I probably want to darken all of this quite a bit. Mess with it too much, it's going to undo all of the work that I just did shaping. So let's see here. It's still a little bit too wet. So I'll even out a bit. Much damper on the one side than the other. It's not really a shock. It is a kind of annoying. think I need to give some sort of color to the lid because right now it looks a bit weird. I think using just a very lightened form of that green for the straw would work. Just to give it some sort of shade here. Doesn't need to be super dark, just enough to differentiate it a little bit. Figuring out what I want to do with the logos here is the next step. And I think just alternating maybe between the teal and the purple is maybe the right bet for that. I do not want to use that brush though, I'm going to use this brush. So let's think to make the teal more my proper color, it needs some green to it. It could be there. It's maybe too green. I think once I scan it, it will tone it down a bit too. But let's add some more base color here and see what that does. Because it is definitely too dark. But that is easy to fix. Probably would be smart to mix up the proper colors and keep them for my stuff in the future. Maybe that will be a stream project one of these days where I'm not ready to end yet. Reds doesn't really have color to it, but I'm going to just kind of do this. Go over the line. With the color, just to be a little bit more intriguing. I do know I need to do some more work on some of these logos just after the paint is dried, going over some of the spots with some micron pen to darken some of the logo spots just so that it looks closer. Let's make purple here. Let's change my color. That's not right. Just for one day, time flows both ways. I need to wipe down my palette soon. That's a bit much. I did also order thicker paper to make, I think I mentioned this before, but I did order some thicker paper for my sticker packaging to help protect them a little bit from bending. I mean, they're vinyl stickers, so it's not a huge deal. If they get a little bent in the mail, because they'll bounce back. But that also means that they'll look a little nicer when I'm selling them in person, which is something that I'm hoping to do at some point soon. I'm curious to see how long the X branding lives, and if I have made a horrible error by adding it to the sheet. We'll find out. Okay. I am getting messaged. I can wait. Oh, I have a spot here. When did that happen? There we go. So, hold on by the pavement there. There's so many things to do on this that I'm having problems like actually focusing on anything at all ever. one of those brainworm problems, in fact. Okay, so I think it is time to be brave and try to do a skin tone, which I'm scared of. I think mostly kind of, well, no, that's too pink, I think. Start out something kind of orangey and then we'll work our way around. I'll definitely add more pink over top. As well, I am a very yellow person. I do also have a fair amount of red in me because I'm pale. So you can see everything all the time that's happening under my skin. I really don't think this needs to be like super accurate. It just needs to look like I'm a pale person. Which I am. So there you go. Do think I added too much pigment on the slide? That's fine. Loosening it up a little bit. I think that's good enough. Problem I'm going to run into is I didn't mix enough of it right off the bat. Although I know what colors I use, so it's not like that big a deal. It just, if I had made a bigger pool of it to start out with, it would have made my life easier. It's too much. Still need to do the watch face on your wrist. I'll remember that eventually, probably. keep sitting in a way that makes my foot fall asleep, but it's the most comfortable today. Except for the part where my foot falls asleep. Also need to remember to add my birthmark at some point. Well, beauty mark? I don't know. It's a mole. I don't know why we'd bother to call moles beauty marks. A mole can be beautiful. Also, too, and wind load at the same time. Let that dry a little more, and then I'm going to do some eye bags on there with watercolor. Both of those need to dry before I do much more. I guess I can work on some shading with it. Just want to add some pink to something like that. Pink. I put my hand in wet paint. It was only a matter of time. Maybe a bit too orangey. I tend to do like really intensely warm or cool low lights anyway. I just like saturated colors. I think they're pretty. I do think after I finish this, I'll probably start working on that custom framing that I wanted to do. Well, the custom matting I wanted to do for one of the prints that Trish sent me. I do also have the Tower 2 still on my mind, but I'm not feeling that one as much right now. Because that was going to be more, if I'm being honest, it was going to be more of an event piece. So I was going through it. The things have evened out a little bit now, so I don't feel that that's as pressing at the moment. Although I'm sure something else will come up this year where I'll be like, okay, it's time, let's go. Because let me tell you, things just keep happening all the time forever. And for some reason, we're expected to deal with that. I don't get it. Personally, I think that things should stop happening. And I think that everybody should be really niceys to me all the time. Which this year has not agreed with me so far. Yeah, mood. You deserve to go to bed, honestly. You got like no sleep. Probably should also add some makeup to this, I think. but I'm also wearing makeup. Yeesh. You're so close, though. You can get there, probably. Doing makeup is going to be something I do after the shading for this dries. Same with the what are the words? I've already forgotten what I was saying. I never realized how little I pay attention to what I say until I started streaming, because like I'm trying to finish a thought. My brain's just like, nah, we don't need to do that. I just have to say, okay, yes, thank you, and move on. Like, what the hell? What's great is that every time I do that, it's also recorded. So it's like, oh, you're worried about looking like an idiot? Here, let's record this all the time, forever. So that you know for a fact that people have proof that you're an idiot all the time, forever. Which is fine. Like, there was proof I was an idiot before now. For sure. Because I don't know that I've talked about this here before. For a while, I was doing drunk baking videos that I put on my YouTube. They are now privated. But they got popular enough in my circle that somebody quoted one to me that I didn't know. That was a fun time. And some of my coworkers, somebody in their class recognized me from that, which was wild. Because at one point, Jenna Marbles also did a drunk cooking video, and apparently mine was recommended after her video, so I got like a lot of haters. I don't know, Grim. I think of my questionable decisions, that one actually isn't that bad. Probably should also add something to make it clear that I have a dimple in my chin, maybe. That's only appeared since I've gotten chubby, though, so. I don't know, it's not super obvious, but it is obvious enough. Girl, what am I doing on that? That looks awful. Let's try that again. You thinking you know what I'm doing, and then immediately making a mess. Oh boy. I think maybe it was just a bit too dark. I also think that I am going to take a brief bathroom break, which means that I'm gonna play ads. So take a minute. We can all get up and stretch and mute the capitalism while allowing me to get 3 cents or whatever it is. It's like nothing, I won't lie. But if I'm gonna step away anyway, I might as well. And it makes it so that pre-rolls aren't on, which is better for people trying to discover me. So once this actually loads, my poor laptop. I say that every single time. And it's always true. She's working so hard. I don't think that skin tone is too bad, actually. I think that's pretty good. I mean, it's not actually me colored, but it's pretty close. Okay. So, I'm going to be right back. That's what we're doing. See, I cannot keep track of what is going on for the life of me. Okay, be right back, screen. Then I'm gonna run some ads. So if you don't want to deal with the ads, mute now. Okay, I'm back. This button. There we go. I can tell I'm old because I stood up and my knee didn't want to work. As if I couldn't tell from other reasons, but I think I'm going to do some like basic shading on the hairs. Right now. And move on to other things. What other things? I couldn't tell you. You thought I had a plan? You were wrong. This is too big of a brush for this task. Let's use you.
Sometimes we're not prepared for adversity. Get this better shake.
I also think that perhaps I am getting too focused on making the cartoon character look like me. It's not gonna. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. It's not that big a deal. I don't need to be recognizable, really. I'm just following a format. A little bit. I've changed most of it. If we're being honest. I do think that I want to add... Hey Astra, have a good lurk. Oh, the gift shipped today. That's the other thing that I should have said. Ooh, look who has been dragging their hand through the purple and getting it all over the bottom of the page. See, this is why I need to not do that. I'm just gonna do some shading on this, maybe just to make it look a little more cool and interesting. Or maybe I'm gonna hate it. We'll find out together. I do think that makes that look less like a thumb. But I think if I just take a wet brush and spread it out a little bit, that will be just fine. I think that's better. I gotta do something vaguely similar on this side. Now, let's see if I can lift up this pigment from where I was being a dum-dum. Not entirely. I think it's been sitting there a bit too long. But we can get most of it up at least. Watercolor is much more forgiving in this way than many other mediums. Although with knitting and stuff, you can just rip out the mistake and redo it. Not really the case with painting. Okay. How dry are you? Not quite dry enough, I think. Let's work on some of these little doodads up here while that dries a bit more. Probably. I'm apparently just not going to finish my sentence. I'm probably going to want to use one of these. That's that's what I was saying. One of these grays on the tubes up here, just to give them a little bit more depth. Then decide what color I think these should be, because they do have spots for me to fill in the color paint like they have on the actual tubes, kind of. I do have these two tubes here and then these two tubes here that I need to do, but I'm gonna do these later so that I don't stamp my hand in that while I'm working on the other stuff. Which, as we've seen, I have a tendency to do. I just get so focused I forget what's going on. Both a blessing and a curse. I just wanted to do a little bit of gray there. Excuse me, the caps are white. Well, I guess the watercolor caps I have are black. So let's do that. And the gouache caps are white. So we'll leave that. And let that dry a little bit. I do want to do some shading on the Apple Pencil down here for sure. Just a little bit. Make it look a little more interesting. I don't know why I feel like I'm forgetting something today. I always feel like I'm forgetting something. I feel like perhaps I thought of something to put on my to-do list last night as I was falling asleep and then promptly did not do that. It may also just be because I feel off because I don't have my headset on. Missed a heart. I got distracted and I didn't color one of them in. Look at me go. We'll do that now. Probably pinky pink. I'm not a huge fan of pink, but it's a good color in small amounts. I guess I also wanted to fill these in, so let's do that now. While I'm thinking of it, be careful not to put my hand in the art that I just freaking painted. One day, I'll get to the point where I actually do things in the correct order instead of being a disaster with a brain like oatmeal who just flits around from thing to thing with no rhyme or reason or method. One day. Not today, though. Okay, I do want to make the border on this black. Faux show. This is where me having a face cam would make everything more amusing. I was just making faces at my brother. Who it looks like very kindly brought me lunch. I feel like everything is off. Usually I set up my iPad with my own stream on it to the side so that I can see what you guys are seeing. But I did not do that today. Maybe I will in just a second. It's because that way I at least know what the delay is between what I'm saying and stuff on mobile. Mobile always has the worst delay. And I can see when ads go. Because even though it's supposed to tell me, it doesn't always. I have noticed. I could do this black part with my compound, but I think that the granulation of the watercolor adds something to it. I could do... Maybe I do want to do a color for the screen just to make it different than the white paper, but that'll be after that portion dries. I attempted to draw the way these watercolor brushes I use are. They have like an angled tip, which is really good for rubbing off masking fluid, or if like your tape is really stuck down and you don't have fingernails, peeling up the edge. I don't think that I successfully managed that, but it's a cartoon paintbrush. Nobody cares. But I think I'm going to add some color to it, even though this does not have color to it. Wish there was a lot of brown. There we go. I think I'm just going to do a blue, maybe. I want to do like a light brown for the bristles first. And then that will need to dry. It is pretty dang wet. of more water. There we go. I don't know what color I want to put on the brush itself. That will be like on the bristles to show that there's paint. And I may do like a little drippy drop underneath it. I think that would look nice. For embroidery, I definitely want to do the cloth in purple, and then maybe do gray for the stitching of the heart. The big project that I've been working on, which I've shown you guys before, is the Advent Book project, and the majority of the colors, the base colors for that, are purple and gray. So I'm gonna copy that onto there because that makes sense at this moment in time. I do probably want to do, because it's all felt right now, the cloth type is, which has a kind of specific texture that I think lends itself well to watercolor. So I'll probably slap some other colors in here and just kind of let them hang out. Because I think the kind of granulation with the watercolor paper is very close to the same kind of vibe as felt is. So maybe I'll do something like that here. And a little bit of a different color, just to make it look a little bit different. Yeah, I think that's good. Let that dry. A lot of this is just little stuff and then letting it dry before you do more little stuff. How are we doing over here? You're good. I will now need to be careful not to slap my hand in that. Saying it out loud so that maybe I can succeed in this measure. I want to do eye color here. I'm just gonna do a bright blue, even though my eyes aren't that blue. Kind of more in the blue-gray realm. Maybe I will add a little bit of gray in there too. That also might make it a bit too dark. Let's see here. I think that's fine. Let's do. I mostly don't lipstick anymore. When I do, I usually just do a classic red. And I'll put a little bit of color in the lips just because otherwise it will look a bit funny. Not too dark because mostly I'm a chapstick person anymore. I also need to do some cheek blush because I have a red face. It's true. I also want to do some eyeshadow. First, how do I want to do cheek blush? That's the next question. I think I want to have a piece of paper towel ready to put some bright color down and then lift it back up. I think that's going to be best. Like that. Maybe a little bit of just plain water to smooth it out a little bit. Like so. Which probably doesn't look like it changed much of anything, but I promise that it did. Okay. Eyeshadow, I usually just do browns. With a little bit of pop of color on the sides, but I think doing a pop of color with this will not be helpful. Actually, I do usually do winged eyeliner, so that fits in just fine. That's close enough, I think. Then I need to do beauty mark. She's right here. There we go. Now, let's work on gremlin mode a little bit. I do want to do that. I did not want to. I do want to do a little bit of blushy. Because my face is red all the time. Especially when I'm sleepy. My body is not very good at regulating my temperature when I'm really tired. Which means I get pretty red in the cheeks when I am sleepy. I think that's good. Fill in the gaping maw here with some black. I still need to decide what color I'm making that shirt. I might end up just doing black anyway. But I think if I obscure the sleeve lines, it's going to make the bad posture kind of look wrong. Because you're going to lose that curvature. I do also need to decide what color I'm making my gauges up there. Usually I just wear silicone tunnels. Actually, maybe that's where I'll put a little spot of metallic, because one of the most common stone ones that I have is, it's fake stone, a sparkly black. Or I also have ones that are fake opal that I really like. That's a good shout. I want to do the watch face and the pride rings next. Now those are going to be like not accurate colors because it's rose gold for the top one, so it's actually pretty dang subtle for the pan pride colors. They do make a hot pink one of these, and I did consider that, but I like the rose gold better because, like I said before, pink is not one of my favorite colors. Pink and yellow are actually my least favorites. I still like them, and there are shades that I really like, but as a whole, not my favorites. I think I'm gonna fill in the pink and the blue and then leave the yellow until those other two bands dry, otherwise it's gonna bleed into each other and then we're gonna lose the yellow. What else? I still need to fill in the silhouette on the bottom. And I think doing that in Micron pen is the right answer because it's going to keep a sharper line than the watercolor would. These guys dry enough? Yes, probably. Let's see. For the watercolors, let's do Rudy New just because I like it. I like this color. In gouache, I really use a specific yellow the most often. So let's use that for this. It's just thinning it out along the edge where the shadow is. Since gouache is more opaque, it would have covered that up if I didn't thin it out a bit. do some blue shading on the handle of the brush, but not fully fill it in. Just to give it a little bit more dimension here. Sky! Hi! How's it going? How you doing? Oh, laptop, you're trying so hard. How's it going? How was stream? No, you didn't break anything. My laptop is just struggling, so it takes forever to type things. Oh, more Minecraft. Good, good. Yeah, I saw you were having a time. I'm glad you're getting back into it softly instead of just going whole hog. That's always hard to convince yourself that you can actually like start slow and continue slow, especially when your brain is very much not into the casual side of things. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. What'd you do in Minecraft, though? What's been up with the world? What color do I want to make that yarn? I think I want to do teal color. I don't want to use that brush. I want to drop it on the floor, I guess, and have it roll down my leg and disappear forever. Where'd you go? There you are. I want a bigger brush. I once again have made this too damp. Wetness problem, guys. And that makes me half think of like a Tumblr post. Don't. My brain is not going to pull out enough to make it anything legible. But it's rattling around in there. It'll come out eventually. Okay, I guess I'm going to do the same color as the knitting. Otherwise, that doesn't really make sense now, does it? I think I want to just kind of do a background color on the line since I didn't do a thicker line for the yarn here to fill in. I might just kind of do that because it's my art and I make the rules. I like that. Okay. So, similar thing for the weaving angle. But I will do that color for the weft and then do a different color for the warp, I think. Which, those words probably don't mean anything to you, but it's okay. The warp or is the up and down strings when you're weaving. And then the weft or the woofed, the woof, which I never call it the woof because I don't know, I just think it's weird, is the threads going back and forth there to make the actual cloth. Hopefully sometime I'll get to weave on stream, and then everything will make more sense because I can actually like explain the process a little bit. I do have some old videos of me weaving on my YouTube. They aren't explanatory videos. They're just like, hey, look what I do kind of videos, but they're there. Okay, I said that I wanted to do gray for this, and I think I've changed my mind. I think I want to do pink. But that is going to cause a problem with the edge here. Maybe I want to do pinky gray. Maybe I want to mix those two colors together. Let's see how that goes. It's just kind of puffy. Let's get this off of there. No way you were mining in the mine game? I think it's pretty clear. I've never actually played Minecraft. I own it, and I have never played it. A bit of crafting. Oh my goodness. And death. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that actually toned this pink down like at all. It's such an intense pink. I may also go over this bit in colored pencil. I don't think that's every stream, I think, is like that. Not just yours, especially the tech issues. I went to start up today, and I usually use a headset that is, to be honest, not very good, but I will still use it. And it had just been turned on for 3 days, and so it had like 30 minutes of battery left. So we are using the bigger mic today, and apparently that is doing some fun things that I don't understand. And changing the volume of my voice at random times. So I poked around at it. I don't know if it's any better. I don't know how to use this microphone. It's way more complicated. Yeah, that's fair, Lapras. You've had a lot going on too, just life-wise.
And now for my next number,
Okay,
I like to return to the classics.
yes, perfect. Add some more shading on here. I would love to get this done today, but I don't know that I'm going to manage it. We'll see. I definitely won't finish it off stream, though. Once I start something on stream, I'll try to finish it on stream. Otherwise, I feel weird about it. There will probably be something sometime where I don't do that, but not this day, not this project. Okay, what else? It's mechanical pencil time. Maybe also want to add some more color to that. Not sold on it yet. Yeah, my laptop, which we all know is struggling at the moment, doesn't do well with Minecraft, which is again not a shock. But maybe since I do own it, maybe once I get a proper desktop, I'll mess around with it. It's definitely not one I've spent much time considering outside of watching other people do stuff. I also want to fill this in, but I'm not sure what color I want to do. I do know what color I want to do the tape though, so maybe I'm just going to do that really fast. Well, I guess I need to do it in two separate parts because I need to do the roll itself and then the actual tape color, because I guess I don't have the roll out here today because I knew I didn't need to tape anything, but it's the same color as the tape here. It's just that roll, because it is an Essential tape. It's so much nicer on papers than like a regular painter's tape is. So those are really made for walls, let's be honest. They weren't made for a delicate piece of paper that costs $20. Oh, 100%ing Tears of the Kingdom. That's cool. Yeah, I haven't played any Zelda games. Fun fact about me. The new ones are fun to watch, though. I enjoy watching what sort of war crimes people have been coming up with in the new one. I don't remember which color is which softness of pencil. One is blue and one is yellow. And I want to say that the yellow is 2B. Let's see. Yeah, they really are. It's honestly incredible what people come up with. I need nice gray for the actual pencil lead. I'll do that. And I'm pretty sure 2B is yellow and HB is like turquoise and blue. I'm not 100%, but also if anybody is checking to see that I color coded my stuff correctly, I don't know that I really care what they think. Egg-related issues. Oh, did you see the finished Halloween sheets, Sky? You're the reason that I went ahead on that, because I was like, I told Sky that I would make them a gothier sticker sheet. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. Here it is. Coming soon to a Ko-fi near you. No, not so near you. Yeah, this will be soon. I already ordered the stickers. They'll be here hopefully the first week of September. So yeah. That's true. That's true. And technically I am near you in spirit at all times. So but yeah. And I did get singles of some of these. So I got singles of the hat, I got singles of the skull, and I got the cat on its own too. Which isn't technically a single because it's two separate pieces, but I don't know what else to call it. It's a single sticker, but like two halves of a whole. So yeah, those are soon. It hasn't shipped yet, but I hate it when that happens. That is the worst. But it really does make you realize why they used egg as a paint medium so much in the Dark Ages. Not literal Dark Ages, but they used egg for stabilizer for pigments when they were doing like wall murals and stuff. Because that shit sticks. It is not interested in letting anything go, ever. Oh my god. Big old wet spot right there. I'm just messy today. That's fine. Okay, let's work on our mechanical pencil. I want a pale gray. And happy birthday to you too. Oh my god, that's what I was forgetting. I posted, I think, on Tumblr on the 17th, and I was like, I feel like I'm forgetting something. It was wishing you a happy birthday, wasn't it? Because I didn't do that. Wow. I only remembered like 10 days late. What the fuck? Sometimes a brain is really just three worms in a trench suit trying to figure out what to do. think I'm gonna go back over the little rounds there with a jelly roll pen, because do I have my pencil in here? That would be helpful. So of course I don't. Oh yeah, there's one. Is they're little gummy grippy things. So I don't want it to be the same color as the metal. I'll need to go over that with a gel pen for the highlight anyway, I think. But let's see, what else? Getting the right color for the Micron pen is probably going to be a task. It's kind of like a browny greeny weird color. Like a manila, if you will. Which is not a standard color per se. What's that? I think that's too yellow. So I think add a little bit of that. That's better, I think. Yeah. I don't need too much of it. It's not exactly right, but it's pretty close. The end is black and the top is metal. For the jelly roll, since I'm doing white, that's a little boring. But we'll do some shadows on that anyway, just to make it look a little bit more interesting. Colored pencils. I feel like I haven't had any red over here, so let's do a red one and perhaps an orange one. The light is changing. It's getting sunny instead of rainy. It rained like all day yesterday, which was really frustrating because I needed to go out and take pictures of art that I wanted to list, but I couldn't because it was raining. And when you do watercolor art, putting it in the rain doesn't really help it. I know that's a shock. But when you add water to the watercolor, it makes it water again. Okay, I need a smaller brush to do the I guess it really isn't, but that's disgusting. It's always so moist there too, like humid. We've had like a cold summer. Like I had to turn the heat back on at one point, which is really unusual. But it's like cold here. Keep sending everybody cool thoughts because it's like this is the only place in the world right now that's not actively on fire. Ridiculous. Yeah, the thunderstorm will help with that for sure. Okay, I do need to add brown for that, the wood on there. I feel like colors on my laptop are blown out right now, but often I think the colors are wrong on my laptop and then it's actually not as bad when I pull up the actual stream. So let's do that real quick. after the ads, of course. I guess technically I'm giving myself money by watching an ad on a separate account. Whoops. I earned a whole 0.5 cents for myself. You're gonna come for me. Let's see. Knitting needles and Niddle? Thank you, mouth. Needle on the embroidery need to be done. So I need to do some metal here. Yeah, I guess I could technically launder money if I wanted to with 2 separate Twitch accounts. I'm not going to do that. For legal reasons, I'm going to clarify that this is a joke. Oh, the chat is also kind of stretched out, kind of weird. That's something. But I do think that that's a little bit too bright, so I am going to mess with some settings right now. Okay. This button. The mic and the camera are through the same software, so I get to mess with stuff. Did it change it to something else? What happens if I click that button? Ooh, I don't like that. Never mind. Let's lower brightness and see what that gets us. Is that better? I need to wait for it to go through on mobile. Oh my gosh, it's so behind. I forget how far behind you guys are because I'm always on my laptop anymore. But when I'm checking stuff like this, it becomes very apparent. I think that's a little better. But maybe a little bit more. Let's see here. How's that? I do think that that's better. Excuse me. If it gets so bright or so dark that you guys can't see, just let me know so that I can change it. Since I'm using natural light, it does need to get adjusted randomly. Once I get like my proper studio set up, hopefully I'll be able to do some natural light so that I don't go crazy, and also do some artificial lights to give it some more balance. Because right now I'm just sitting next to a window, which you can tell by the shadow that's right here. That's the cam stand. Because the window is over that way. Okay. Let's see here. I was talking about doing those. The knitting needles I use are stainless steel, so they're gray. I might do yellow for these as like a gold, just because I think it looks better with the other colors that I have going on right now. So let's do that. I think adding more blue tones to that is going to be kind of boring. I could do colored tips to the knitting needles too, but I don't think I'm going to. And then just like a blue gray here will be fine. I think for the most part they are not gold sewing needles. There are ones with gold coloring up near the eye of the sewing needle, but oh, I guess at some point I want to do some pink over that line too, like I did with the yarn, but with a smaller brush. I think the shading on this is just fine, honestly. I think I need to do some more work on here. And I think I need to lighten this up. I think that's too dark. So let's do that first. Basically, I'm just going to get it wet, and then I'm going to dab it with a paper towel. Because sometimes watercolor will let you hide your sins. Perhaps this gray is just a bit too intense across. I think that's better. That's lighter. Just looked a bit too dark to me. Okay. Things and stuff and things. I think for the caps for the pencil beds, I'm pretty sure 2B is the yellow one. Or maybe I'm making up a color code system because that's the colors that my pencils are. The different sizes have different colors, and I have one size that's 2B and one size that's HB so that I don't get them confused. And use the wrong one at the wrong time. Maybe I'm just worrying about something that isn't even a problem and I made it up. That would definitely not be like me at all. Definitely not a thing that I do on the regular. Okay. I have so many messages. I'm so popular today. Gum eraser. Let's do that. That's kind of like a brown yellow. Here, I think. Maybe a little bit more orange than that, actually. Let's see that. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, that's it. Is that exactly a 100% color match? No. Does it look like I want it to? Yes. I am also going to add some grubby black bits on top of everything. There was a message that I would not leave unanswered because they were being mean to themselves. I needed to answer it. Like, ignore every other part of the message and say, no, actually, be nicer to yourself. Okay. Do a little bit of basic shading on here. My rubber eraser is also white, but I could also make it pink. Like pink pearl erasers, which is also a rubber eraser, not one that I use, but it is one. Or maybe just doing some kind of pink toned shading on that would make it more interesting. That's the problem with things that are white. They're boring. I'm boring, and I'm white, in case you didn't know. Things that are just plain white are often very boring to look at, especially since I'm leaving the page white as well. So let's just do kind of like I've got kind of a purple and pink mix here to do shading with. And then I'll do some straight grubby gray to show the like the graphite marks on it. I can just pull out my eraser so you can see. I don't know what the proper word for that is. Somebody somewhere has probably come up with a word for the gunk you get on an eraser. Sorry, that was probably really loud. It's usually pretty loud on the headset, so I'm sure the Yeti is worse. But so like, here's the gum eraser. See the grungy bits. The grungy bits. What's that called? Nobody knows. Not me, anyway. And then my rubber eraser. Plastic eraser, same difference. Yeah. Okay. I keep distracting myself. That's good. Because, like, there's the pieces that fall off when you're actually erasing something, and then there's the gunk that's, like, left on the eraser. This color. Some black here, because butt of those pens is black. Then do some gray for the top because they're metal. What am I doing? I almost started slapping this on the wrong thing. You were looking for somebody who is focused and knows what they're doing. I'm the wrong person. I don't know, I'm like all over the place today. I slept pretty well, but I also think I woke up at kind of a weird time in my sleep cycle because I set an alarm to make sure I was here. And whenever I set an alarm, I tend to sleep less because I wake up because I'm worried that the alarm won't wake me up. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. You're dry, so let's color you. Needs to be darker. Fun fact, if you started painting something before you figured out the right color, you can really just mix the color on the page, but watch out. Thought I had some of this color still, but it was not enough to be getting along with, so that's better. Okay. My little songs. What else do I need to do? For the most part, well, maybe I am getting this done today. Maybe. We'll find out. Welcome to I Don't Know Anything, and I am not sure of my own capabilities. My name's Katie, I'll be your host, and I have no clue what I'm doing. Sometimes that's kind of the fun part, to just go into stuff and so whatever happens, it'll be fine. I'm trying to lean into that because your girl got anxiety, and anxiety does not like it when you don't let anxiety rule your life. But I also enjoy telling it to fuck off. It's not like it's doing much for me. It's making everything more difficult. To do a black cap for that one, but I need to wait until that gray is dry. I wanted to trace that with the pinky color here. I'm going to add some texture to a number of things on here with some colored pencil, which is why I had to add these in, like they were the last thing I added on here because I was looking at stuff and I was like, oh, I'm going to want to use colored pencil on this. I should add that to the sheet. Otherwise it feels like lying a little bit. I want to do a different color for the warp on weaving. What color do I want to do though? I think yellow will mean that I don't have to work as hard at it. And I think will also look nice and tie in with the knitting needles. So let's do that. Basically, I'm just going to add some color to this. So, nothing complicated. I think I do need to do some color swaps underneath the swaps. don't know why I said that. Swatches underneath the headers to make it a little bit more obvious. I am definitely going to do a big one over Commissions Open because that's important. I do art for money. Please pay me. Yeah, I think the yellow there looks nice. I do want to work on the micron pen a little bit more because that color is pretty spot on actually, but need some shading on it. I'm pleased with how much better I'm getting at color mixing. It feels so much later than it is, but I think that's just because I woke up early. I've been trying to find, like, I'm not a morning person. I don't think that's a secret. I wake up in the morning most of the time now, but that is not the time when my brain works the most. Where was I going with that? I already forgot. Why am I like this? Ugh. What was I? Okay. No, I remember. We're back on track. It's okay. So I've been trying to find the right time to wake up for Friday streams because they're in the morning, right? I'm not a morning person, so it takes me a little bit to get going. So I've been pushing like my alarm further and further back until I find the right time slot. And I think I managed it today because I actually sat down and was getting everything ready and started vaguely on time. Because I do start streaming a little bit early for the startup screen so that I'm actually starting at the time that I said I would start. And also starting at a weird time is more likely to give you quality options. So I've been trying to do that too. Because the schedule thing on Twitch, like the set schedule they have, only lets you start on the hour or at a half hour. So that's when they're trying to encourage people to start. So if you start at a different time than that, you're more likely to get quality options because less people are trying. Which it looks like we do have quality options today. But when I start later, if I haven't gotten up early enough, then I don't get them in. So I try to make that effort. That was the point. That was the point. I found it again. It's okay. Your girl has a brain like a sieve. Okay, there is... Let's see. Let me pull out one of my micron pens just to look at here. Because there are some little logos and stuff on there that I don't think I can really do this small, but I can make the suggestion. So I think that I will try to do that. Let's do like a little flower kind of shape, maybe. A square, like that. And then use the smallest of the small brushes to add some little... Help if it actually picked up any friggin' pigment. Come on! Work with me! Okay. So just do a little blah 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 in here. A little circle. And just like some purple here. There. You can't really see that because it's super duper tiny, but I feel accomplished now. Jelly roll then does also have some of that, and maybe we can add the little barcode a bit. gosh, whenever I see the barcode on these, I remember doing inventory at the last in-person job I had, which was just god awful. We have to count everything in the store multiple times, and people really will just not count anything and then sign off that the number is right. And then you get there to scan everything and everything's ruined forever. It's the worst. Just like, if you're in charge of doing a thing that is fairly simple, like counting, please do it. Instead of making more work for me. Okay. Inventory was like my least favorite time of the year at that job. I still have nightmares about doing inventory in that store and being stuck. Fun facts. Okay, I think that I want to do different colors here than I did over here. I do have green gouache out here for this one, so let's just do that. I have that in that other palette that I was using for my dream journal. Which if you wanted to be a Patreon member or a patron, stop mixing those up, you could get to see that at the start of September, which is really soon. What happened to August? Where did it go? Nobody knows. For that color, I think that I want to do pink. I think the opera pink is very much a hallmark of colors there, and it looks nice because it's nice and bright. And again, these are a bunch of really small details. Do they matter? Probably not. Am I going to do them correctly anyway? Yes, I'm going to try. Okay, I think next we need to do this shirt. I need to stop avoiding it and just do it. I do think that I'm just going to go with black for it. But I'm not going to do like full dark. So if I do that, then it's going to be a mess to try and see all the details that are important here. Not that there's a lot of them. But you won't be able to see the little stick arms, and you won't be able to see the sleeves here that indicate that my posture is atrocious. So I don't think I'll make it super dark. But I can give the concept. If I make it too dark, it's also going to pull focus. Which won't be helpful, I think. Right now we have the most going on here, which is good because, hey, that's me. Look, you're meeting me. I'm important on this piece. I do think I'll probably pull some pieces of this to put on business cards. I don't think I'll do the whole thing as a business card. But when I've been thinking about this more because I really do need to like settle on a logo and get some sort of consistency with my packaging and my branding and stuff like that. So I have been thinking a bit about what I really need a business card to do. Ooh, that was too much. And I think since mostly I'm doing online stuff, I think having a QR code on the business card is probably a good bet. So I will need to figure out how to do that. The sticker company I work with also does sticker business cards, which I think is interesting. So I could give out business cards with like a sticker of my logo or just some random sticker on it. As like an example, I don't know what my favorite sticker would be that would fit on there. So, and it's going to be more expensive if I do it that way. Because right now I'm not really using proper business cards. I have the bottom of my sticker packaging is pretty much what I'm using, because I had a few that were miscuts, but it has like this same information on it with the social logos. I know I pulled some stickers in here, but put into this container specifically so that I could show you which pocket they're in is another question altogether. I was smart. I'm gonna put them in the front. And I was smart. Look at me go. So my sticker packaging. So I have like what the sticker is on the front, and then on the back I have just like my name and then the social logos. So I've been using like this cut off basically. And for notes and stuff in packages, I have some of these that were miscut, so I've just been writing the notes on the empty spot and sending those. Yeah. These are the other stickers that I have available right now. I will show you. I do have, do I have a sticker sheet in here? I think that I did. I do. So I have the one sticker sheet now, and we have more of those ordered. So that's the rainy day sticker sheet. And it's just the same thing, but bigger. And the paper that I got is a different color. This is like a really light purple. Here's the Chick stickers. Chicky Gone sticker sheet. Then I have a few original art ones that are from my Dream Journal project. And then I have a few Pokemon logos that I did as like a test of these shinier, like different papers that my sticker company does. I only have the few of them, but I was thinking I might do a sticker sheet of those too. I don't know which paper I like best though, is a problem. And then some more from, this one is a random one, but these are from my dream journals. And this one is just a random piece of art I made. It says calm the fuck down. Because can't we all use that reminder? I think so. But yeah, so the paper I ordered is thicker than the one that I'm using for this. And then it's green instead of the pale purple. Finding a good purple has proven difficult. There's usually a green that's like a reasonable proximity to what I've been using, but the purples really, they don't have a lot of good colors. Oh, I need to do the yellow on this rig before I forget. Now that I've looked at it again. Not that it'll be super obvious, but here we go. I think I want to do a little bit more shading on this before it dries completely. So right through here. It already is pretty dry. It'll just be a little bit of a sharp line. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. What else do I need to do? I need to add brown to the colored pencils for the wood. Like that color. Also need to do. Ooh, that's really good. Just had some pigment left on the brush that didn't get totally cleaned up. Then at some point here, we're going to need to draw Brussels sprouts. Well, paint Brussels sprouts. I already drew them, but I don't want to. Painting the wood on this book is our next step. Okay. I do want to fill in the font there, but I'm not 100% sure what color I want to do. So those are like the signature colors, the minty and the lilac. So maybe I just want to make it a darker purple. And then do like a big sweep of pink over Commissions Open. I think that would look good. So let's do that. Let's mix up a purple look better for this. That's good. Maybe should use a smaller brush for this. We're gonna find out. I did also get to use the brushes that Astro Kitty got me to do my dream journal. I did take some recordings of me actually painting it, just like holding my phone in one hand and painting with the other hand to hopefully do a reel with. We'll see if I have the time to actually edit that down into something that's reasonable, though. I have a lot of other things going on. Life is not a simple creature. Ever. Yeah, I'm working on a baby blanket, though. I finally got to start that. One of 3 that I want to knit, and then I have fabric to make a baby quilt too for some of my friends who are having a baby. But the baby's due in October, so I don't know that I'm gonna get anything done by then. I think the baby blanket I'm working on now, I will probably get done and be able to ship before the baby is born, unless something wild happens, because, you know, babies will do as they will. Hopefully I can get the one done at least and ship it to them, and then do the other stuff. The quilt won't take super long. It's a relatively simple block pattern. I just need to find the time and the space to do it, because I don't really have any place to set up my sewing machine that isn't in the way until I get the studio space downstairs cleaned out, which I still need to work on. I also need to figure out what kind of flooring I want to put in there. That's another step, because I can't really set stuff up in there until we have the new flooring down. Like, I could, but we'll just need to move it someplace else when they're putting the flooring down anyway, which I'm not going to do it myself. I don't have that much confidence in my abilities. So I'd rather not be an annoying customer that's like, oh yeah, all this furniture is in your way, and by the way, I built it in this room so you can't actually get it out of the door. Have fun! I'd rather not be that person. I'm sure it would not be the worst situation they'd ever been in, but I don't want to be up for that award. Thank you. I'm making progress in that direction, though, so soon. I did also find out that I had some unclaimed money thanks to a Tumblr post. Apparently there are, like, if your paycheck couldn't have been delivered or anything like that, it just goes to an unclaimed like office in your state, and you can look up your name and see if you have anything unclaimed. And if they accept me trying to prove that I actually lived at those addresses the way that I did, I'll get like over $400, which is nice. That's free money I didn't know that I had, which will be very helpful. So So hopefully that goes through, and then I can use that money to get flooring and maybe a PO box? Question mark. So once I get a PO box, then I'm gonna feel comfortable doing sticker giveaways. So I can do the coloring sheet contest that I wanted to do for the Halloween sticker sheet. Hopefully that works out. We'll find out. That would be great if it did. Okay. Is there anything else that I wanted to do up there? I want to do a big old swipe over commissions open. I'm going to use a big old boy brush for that. Here we go. Probably would have looked better if well, it would have looked more artsy if I hadn't messed with it afterwards, but I had to. I'm incapable of letting something just sit. Okay, and I bet the second that I post this on Instagram, I'm going to get like 5 different people trying to scam me because I said my commissions are open. The joys of being an artist on the internet. Okay, I want to do these next, I think. Is there anything else that I really want to do? Over here. Not at the moment. I probably do want to do some sort of color combination on the pointed stuff, just to make it stand out a little more. I also want to do some color swipes like I did there over these like big points, just to make them stand out a little more as like a header. But that can be a last step thing, really. So let's do our little Percy face down here. It should be kind of a reddy orange. And then we also need to do some citruses over there, but I should use a smaller paintbrush. also need to figure out how to make the paper look like paper. I mean, it is paper, but I need to figure out how to make it look like it's torn. Which I think maybe just doing kind of like quick slaps of gray on the edges will be better. Also need to kind of make it look like it has some depth here. But just a little bit, not a lot of it. There, I think that's reasonable. I do think that I need to shade right there, which I'm just going to do with darker purple here, just to make that look like it's actually folded. Okay. Next we can do some Brussels sprouts. And I think it's just headers. Then it's done, perhaps. But first, some sprouts. I do think that I'm actually like allergic to cabbage, which may be why I don't like it. At least raw cabbage. I had some the other day and it made my tongue itchy, which is a pretty solid sign that you're allergic to it. So that's fun. Maybe I wasn't being dramatic all those years when I said that I didn't want to eat cabbage. I've never been a huge fan of it. The only time I would eat cabbage was when it was like really cooked and with corned beef. Because, although really I would focus on the corned beef more than the vegetables. Hey, I have scared men with how much corned beef I can eat in one go. I think the Brussels sprouts are really too small to add too much detail to, but try to differentiate their little leaves there a little bit. Just a little bit can make things look so much better. I think I want to add some yellow to the cabbage. Not a lot, just a bit here. Okay. I think next is header highlighting. Yes, that's what I can call it. I'll decide what colors are good for that, which I don't really have strong opinions on, if I'm being honest. I guess likes and dislikes can be purpley blue. Just I don't think that's wet enough, just to match a little bit with our thumbs here. Thumbs up and thumbs down. I guess I could make those different colors, actually, based on what I like and what I don't like, but I think that needs to be darker. I do also have actual like highlighters I could use for this, which are pretty strong standard in my usual kit and caboodle. There. Probably could have done different colors for those, but whatever. Whatever. It's not a big deal. Let's see, what colors will stand out? I think essentials I'm going to make a yellow. Well, maybe more like this yellow, so kind of orangey. Mediums, I think could be red. I think if I do too many of these, it's going to get kind of muddied, so I'm trying to not go too nuts. I think green there, perhaps. Which green? I haven't done my gauges yet. I'm about to the point where I'm going to need to put more pigment in my watercolor palette. You've been killing it lately. You've been making so much art. I wanted to, realizing things that I've forgotten to do at this point. Okay, one, let's add some bags under my eyes on this. I'm waiting until that dried to do that. Metallic on my gauges there, because the one I wear most often when I'm dressed up is kind of like a fake opal. So I think this will make sense for that. It's super obvious, but I know it's there. It is just like such a small space too. There. Okay. What else did I forget to do? That's the question. I guess I want to do gray for this. A little sensor bar. Okay. Gold, I think I'll do is orange. So I think that's going to stand out right there. Other people describe my art as, I think I'm going to do viridian hue. I haven't used that, and that's one of my favorite colors. So, just do this. I don't know. I think I would have liked this better if I had done a background color. All right, no problem. Have a good day, Lapras. I'll probably see you later, just as a guess. Okay, let's do that, and then I think that I will fill in the check boxes with the same color. I do think that I want to put some highlight colors over these words, just so it's clear that it's a list. I might do a rainbow for that, just because I can. Let's start out with the violet toned red here. So it'll look different than the other stuff because I haven't used it that much. I'd probably be using a flat brush for this, but it's fine. I don't use flat brushes like a super huge amount. I have a couple of them, but not a lot of them. Okay, let's do that. I do think I have some finishing touches on this to do. I do still want to do some colored pencil in the hair for sure, and on the fiber, the yarn ball here. And I also need to color in the silhouette on the bottom of the skirt. That's too much pigment. Calm down. Is there anything else I need to do to this before I set my paintbrush down? I don't think so. It's time to pull out colored pencils. It's weird how much like background sound this mic picks up in comparison. Gonna be distracted watching the little bar bounce up and down. Okay, and I want a couple colors for the yarn here. That one too. Okay. And then let's throw pencils on the ground. That'll be helpful. I do forget how much this picks up from the stand. Like, if I tap on the desk, the mic will recognize it. It's wild. Like, that's just me tapping the table. Okay. Hater. That's what we're doing. I just put my arm in paint. Who's surprised by this? Not me. I should have gotten a yellow out to do hair highlights. One day I will think everything through. It is not this day. Let's do that. I guess I do want to do that on the embroidery too. And some more texture. Next is just roll. This right enough to really know. There it is. Oh, I didn't have the grubby bits on the erasers either. That's something I need to do. If I did not have lists in my life, I don't think that I would be even remotely functional as a person. Because look at how many things I said I would do and then immediately forgot. Why? Why am I like this? It's a mystery. Just kidding. It's the neurodivergency. I think I want to deepen up the tape a little bit. Freedom! Now go take a nap. It's too dark. Good. Cool. We're probably ending soon anyway. Because it is close to done. Yeah, sure. Let's make that tape pink. I make up the rules. There. Okay. I like that better. Silhouette on the skirt. Is there anything else? I do need to fill in some spaces in the logos with Micron pen too. But for now, let's move everything around. And grab a Micron pen. Probably want to fill in that with a thicker one, and then do details with a thinner one. What else? Man, I just completely lost my train of thought. It's that kind of day, friends. I've been doing that all stream. Oh, I wanted to do some color over gremlin mode too, but I don't want to do that right now because I'm going to end up sticking my hand in it. Yeah, let's grab the smaller one there. I do want to pull up the tape right now so I can flip this around while I'm painting, but I also don't want to do that before it's actually done. So we're just gonna go for it. I just put my arm on the paper towel that I've been using that is still wet, and my arm is fun colors now. I'm gonna see all that purple on my arm later and go, when did I bruise myself? Do you think I'm going to end up going over some of the painting again? Because wiping over a big thing of watercolor pigment on top of it does kind of dampen it a little bit. Maybe I'll just leave it. I don't know. some of them look okay and some of them don't. Whatever I need to do for all of them and not just some of them. Otherwise, it'll look weird. Mostly dry now. Good. Which means I can set my hand down here and not have anything explode. I do want to start with a bigger brush though, or bigger pen. I know words. I know what I'm talking about. No, I don't. Really do need to get some more mica. I'm running out. Drawing over top of watercolor with the pens shortens their lifespan too. The pigment like clogs up the felt tip, and sometimes you can shake it loose and sometimes you can't. So I tend to not live as long when I'm working on them with watercolor. Ta-da! That really brought the whole thing together. The skirt, at least. What else do I want to change about this? I'm gonna stare at it. Maybe I want to do lines underneath a few things with colored pencil. Just to kind of, I guess I want to do a color splotch over Gremlin mode too. Not one that's quite as dark as the other ones. Do I actually want to do that? I'm waffling about it. I do think I need to go over some of the ink and stuff, but I don't think I want to do that on stream just because it's so boring to watch me like the top of my pen while you can't see anything else that I'm doing because my hand is in the way. I also think that it needs to dry a little bit before I do that. And oh, I've been streaming 3 hours, so that's a thing that happened. I got so focused, I didn't realize what time it was. Oh, I wanted to color in the screen here. That's something I wanted to do. See what I mean about me saying something and then immediately forgetting it? Because I did say that a while ago. And just ignored it. Where I just put the brush back in the mug. This one. No, not that one. What am I doing? Ah. Okay, problem solved. For now. I think that's better. Differentiate it a little bit more. Okay. Is there anything else I want to change on this? I'm going to keep asking myself that until the answer is no. I think this is very full and busy, which I knew it was going to be. But you can't fit me on a small piece of paper. I contain multitudes, damn it. No, I think that's good. I was wondering if I wanted to add some more pink to the skin tone, but I don't think that I do. I think that's pretty good as is. I think that's good. I think it is. I think we're done. Mostly. Do you think I want to go over like? No. This ink right here looks very faded by the color that I put over top of it. So I might go over that again. That's already like darker than everything else. I do think that I need to go over all of the logos again since I did more stuff on a couple of them. They look like they don't match. But that's something I'm gonna want to do after I pull it up. So let's do that. Move things so that I don't end up knocking a huge thing of pigment onto this freshly finished piece. Also, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me, I could not get to the mute in time. I'm sorry if that was really loud. I tried to turn away from you, I did. I don't want to yell in your ear. On accident, at least. If I want to do that, I'll do it on purpose. Will you stay put if I put you there? Thank you. Okay, tape peel time. Let's go. I did this in the wrong order. I'm all sniffly. I do need to go eat lunch too. I guess it is a little bit past when I would normally eat lunch. So I didn't realize how long I was going. Sometimes you just get focused and you don't look at the clock, which is nice right up until it isn't. Smack the camera, apparently. Okay. There we go. I do think I'm gonna go over these before I end, just because I want to get this done. I want to get it done. I want to be over. Okay, so let's do that. I think I will go over the words now. I might as well. That all the way done so I don't have to worry about it and I can just go eat and knit and watch Jack later. I'm a simple creature. Once I'm done with something, I don't want to touch it again. I do think that if I hadn't have done that, they would have looked really weird. I'm not done yet. Ended there. But because I colored in some portions of the other ones, they were going to look like completely uneven and it was going to drive me insane. Also making those a little bit more prominent in comparison to other stuff is probably a good idea because people need to find me to give me money. That's how it works. Those ones were done with the 08. Working with an 02. The rest of these were done with 02. So let me go over those ones and then go over the thicker ones. And this is where I could really embarrass myself by... Oh, hello, fruit fly. You wanna fuck off? Thank you. If I don't match up my lines, this could end up looking a disaster. Like, you can see how much of a difference the other ink makes. Like going over it once I already did the watercolor. Just realized my stream on my iPad froze, and I'm hoping that's not for everybody. No, okay, we're good. Scaring me. Like, oh god, did my stream in and I've just been talking to nobody this whole time? Which for some reason is more embarrassing than me talking to nobody while I'm filming it. I'm not gonna inspect that too closely.
Told me I could stay until the morning, but would I give my heart back on the way to tend the flowers that you bought? you paraphrase and understate and throw away until it's what I thought. No.
Okay, that's not too bad. There are a couple places, but not too bad. Not too bad.
No one will ever know. We ran in circles till we cried and burned our bridges side by side so many times. 4 years to eyes. Your body wears a winter coat with pride to keep your head afloat. We're buried with our words now in the snow. In the snow. Time holds all of our smallest memories hostage. We were witness to events that don't make sense without the context of this show. These words can never represent my feelings. They're just particles of participles parted by the syntax of the snow. No one can know. No one
I'm sure everybody has already figured this out, but I do have more originals and prints hitting my shop on a Monday again. I do have one more week after this one before we get into stuff that we've done on stream. So that's gonna finish my backlog. So this Monday and then the Monday after that, and then we're back to new things. My patrons already know what's going to be released exactly, and they get a chance to claim all of that before it hits the shop. But keep your eyes peeled because things are coming. And hopefully that sticker order comes in soon. I'm very keen to start packing those up and getting them ready, which I would like to do on stream for some of it at least if I can. Just because I think that's a good way to keep me on track with them. Okay. I think we're to the thicker pen now, which is here. Okay. Then I'm probably going to go over and smooth the lines on these a bit. Just because the thick one on the cold press watercolor paper makes kind of, or sometimes makes weird textures on the side of the letters. Kind of annoying. But we'll see how it looks after I finish doing this. Because it may be fine, I don't know. And I think this is completed. I will date it on the back. Don't think I'm going to date it on the front. This isn't one that I'm like going to be selling or anything. Although I guess if somebody wanted to buy it, I would give it to them. I'm not that worried about it, but I don't think that this is like a big ticket item to just see a thing that I wrote about myself. But I don't know. People are out there. They're weird. I'm weird. Maybe it would match up. Who knows? But usually I date and sign stuff on the front so that you can make it visible if you're framing it, but you don't have to. But for this, I think just dating it on the back is fine. I don't think I wrote over essentials there, so let's do that quick. Move on. And I will tap my water cup. It's paint water. It's not water. Well, the paint watercolor this time is not so bad. The other day it was really murky and gross. But today it's kind of a nice peachy orange. We did a lot of pink. So okay. Goals. All right. Meet the artist. Look at me. It's me. Okay, I just need to sign and date on the back. Good to go. Look at all that eraser gunk that's on here. Let's see. Next time I think, next time is going to be on Tuesday, so we'll be doing digital art. And we'll be doing the food page challenge, which I realized I did not see what the prompt was so far this week, because it would have been posted this morning. But you can stay tuned for that. There will also be a Pokemon from memory as a warm-up. And you can vote on that if you show up at the Star stream on Tuesday. Until then, I don't know. I'm trying to make everything fit in this, and it's not working very well. There we go. Let's see. New art on Monday. I said that already. And prints. Anything else? Next Friday, I think I will be working on doing some mixed media matting for a print from another artist who would be Trish, Trisha Hall. I want to do some embroidery along the matting board that I got, which will involve some thinking, because I haven't tried to do this before. I haven't done this before. I don't know what I'm doing. I know what I want to do. How we actually get there is a different question. So we'll see and poke around with that a bit next Friday. Anything else? I don't think so. I'm gonna switch over to the ending screen. I know that Trisha is live right now, so we'll go bother her. I'll probably dip pretty fast to go grab some lunch and stuff like that, and then I'll be hanging out with Jick later, so if you want to see more of me, I'll be there. I'll switch to the ending screen. Promptly touches everything on the table and doesn't do it. So thank you everybody for showing up. I really appreciate everybody who hangs out, whether you chat or not. Very much appreciated, and it's always good to see you. I hope that you all have a good rest of your day. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Remember you're loved. All that jazz. And we'll go bother Trisha. I still did not make a raid command. Because, I don't know, I just think it's a little silly when we're this small still, as a crew. Can I type this name correctly? That's the next question. I think so. Victory. Okay, so, thanks for being here. I'll see you next time. Or I will see you over the weekend in various other streams that we all frequent. Trish, I think, is doing a packing stream. That's what she said she was going to do yesterday anyway. So it should be a nice chill time, even if you can't stick around for long. It can always be another body doubling thing. She's definitely into that too. So, all right. I'll catch you next time. Bye.